All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, everybody online. We are just testing our audio. We are just rolling out of the station, the ABC7 station here in San Francisco, and we are trying our best to be your eyes and ears out here. And we're just going to show you what life is like on the outside. We are about to hit the Embarcadero from Front and Green. You can leave some questions on the Facebook page. We're going to be taking a look at them. But this is really just a chance for you to drive around with us. We are considered essential service as a TV news crew. So we get to be out here and we'll show you exactly what we're seeing. I'm going to turn the camera around now. And once in a while, I'll check in. If you have any questions, again, we'll keep an eye on the comments. Thanks for riding along, guys. One of the things we are keeping an eye on, and we have put a call in to SFPD, is how are they enforcing the social distancing? I mean, this is the dilemma really, right? Is that Mayor London Breed and public health officials have said that even with shelter in place, that people can go out and go for walks. And in fact, I know even in our own crews, that's how people are keeping their sanity, by staying outside. But, you know, when you tell people in the Bay Area to go outside and exercise, that's a lot of people. So we're taking a look to see how many people are out there, especially here in the waterfront. So you're seeing the ferry building right now. You're seeing a man there in the middle of the road holding a sign. And this is one of the things that we've been talking about as well, is how this crisis and how this shelter in place, how it's affecting people who are without homes, unhoused people, and that is a major concern. So again, thank you for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. We are taking you for a drive around San Francisco, showing you what it's like out here. We're driving around right now on the Embarcadero, the ferry building, the waterfront. This is a hugely popular place for people to go out for walks. Right now we are seeing some people jogging, and it seems like people are keeping their distance. It looks like people are jogging by themselves. But there are also others who are walking with friends. I mean, here's a group of people right now who are gathered together. Appears to be homeless. And again, this is another issue that's come up time and time again as we've been doing our stories, is how this crisis is affecting the homeless population, because obviously they cannot readily follow many of the guidelines that are coming from public health. I'm just going to point the camera this way because this is one of my favorite spots in the city, the beautiful Bay Bridge and the water. And I know that many of you can't come out to see these scenes, so I'm just going to stop talking for a while and I'm going to let you take a look. So our plan right now is to head down to the Mission District. We're going to try to weave in and out different parts of the city. If you have any ideas, let us know and we'll see if we can take a look. So our plan right now... Hang on a second now, we're just... Okay, just turning off my other phone. We're literally working with 3 phones in the car. In addition to, I'm just going to point you to Rachel, who is driving. She's our photojournalist. You guys, we owe so much to people who are our eyes and ears out here, and that's how we are doing our jobs. So thank you to the photojournalists. So somebody's asking if we've seen police presence. That is the one thing that we are looking for out here. I did put in a call to SFPD to ask them about enforcement. We're waiting to hear back from them. And actually right now I'm going to point you to, we're still on the Embarcadero, and you can see an SFPD truck right there. Okay, so we did see one a police truck. We're seeing, I mean, I'm counting here. I'm just going to point the camera again. You know, I know there was a lot of comments about whether people were taking the shelter in place seriously, and I am seeing people on the waterfront here on the Embarcadero, but it looks like they are following social distancing rules. I mean, they are either jogging alone or walking alone or biking alone. The problem here is when you have a lot of people doing this, and then, you know, I don't know if you can see right there, there's a bike that's just about to pass a jogger, that's just about to pass a stroller, at somebody with a stroller. So at some point there, they're not social distancing, but it only happens for half a second. We're also seeing groups of people like walking around with 2 or 3 people in their group, but we don't know whether those people are living together, and so, you know, you are allowed to spend time with people that you are in self-isolation with. Lori Walter is writing, so weird to see it so empty. Lori, I completely agree with you. In fact, I was outside of our station, ABC7, this morning, and I filmed a little thing, and I just stopped talking because I could hear the birds. It was so quiet. We have a link to one of our stories, Everything You Need to Know About Shelter in Place. So we've got that up. Please read if you have any questions about it. I'm just going to go through some of the questions from that post so that you have some answers. So, can I leave my home? Well, here's the answer. Tasks vital to health and safety, including gathering medical supplies, medication, items needed to work from home. So that's okay. Gathering household items, food, and cleaning products, that's okay. So if you're seeing people in the grocery stores, that's the reason. Outdoor activity is allowed, but residents must comply with social distancing requirements. So this is the one that has a lot of gray area, right? You can go out for a walk, you can go for a bike ride, but at what point are we going to start to see people inadvertently breaking social distancing rules because of that? So again, we're going to put that question to SFPD. We did put a call into them this morning. We're just waiting to hear back. Caring for a family member or a pet is also okay, and performing work for an essential business. So essential service is designated by these rules. So let me just give you an idea of what an essential service is. So people working in healthcare, infrastructure, emergency responder capacities, such as hospitals, clinics, dentists, pharmacies, pharmaceutical, airports, dispatchers, farming, livestock, fishing, business that provides shelters, social services, and food for those in need. Again, as I mentioned, the reason why we're out here is because we are essential service, newspapers, television, radio, and other media, and we are trying our best to just be your ears and your eyes out here, because we know that many of you are at home, sheltered in place and following the rules. We've just hopped onto the 101 now, heading south. And again, I'm going to let you take a look at these roads. I travel these roads daily. Right now it is midnight, it's at noon, and these roads are normally packed. So right now we're just sailing through the 101. This is one of the weirdest things to see in the Bay Area for all of you who live here, because traffic around here has gotten so bad to be able to what? Oh, so Rachel just told me that we're on the 280. My mistake, guys. We're on the 280. I thought it was the 101. Still, the 280 also packed during this time. So again, my bad. For some reason I thought it was the 101. Okay, let me take a look at what else you're saying. shelters are still open and operating. Yeah, we are definitely seeing, you know, homeless still out in the streets. And even at the beginning of this outbreak, we knew that was going to be a big issue, is how are people who are unhoused, the homeless population in the Bay Area, which is big and a huge issue, how are they going to follow these guidelines? So we definitely saw groups of more than 2 or 3 people together in tents on the streets in the Embarcadero. So I'm just going to be quiet now for a few more minutes, so you just sort of get to take in what we're seeing right now. I'm going to ask Rachel where we are exactly, so it'll be more accurate. Rachel, where are we?
We just exited 25th Street and Cesar Chavez, and we're going to cut over to the Mission to show you guys what's going on. We're about to get on Cesar Chavez and head west towards the Mission.
Awesome. Oh, hang on. Go straight to the source, as they say. Okay. Head over to the hill to hike. We are going to be on the road for a while, so we'll try to do that for sure.
They want us to go to Haight?
Yeah, Haight.
Cool.
Again, one of the reasons why we're doing this is we're just trying to get a feel for how people are following shelter-in-place rules. So if you have any questions about what it means to shelter in place, to make sure that you are not breaking the rules, go to our website, ABC7news.com. We've got a post there, a story that is everything you need to know about shelter in place. Somebody was asking whether we've seen any police officers. I did see one patrol car on the Embarcadero. Likely the reason for that is because there are a lot of people who jog and walk and run on that strip. So we are on Cesar Chavez, just past Bryant, heading into the Mission District. We're already in the Mission District, I think, yeah. So as you can see, cars on the road, but the sidewalks are pretty empty. I'm gonna just point you to this direction right here, and not a single person on the sidewalk for sure. So far it seems like everybody, at least in this stretch of Mission District, they're sheltered in place, likely in all those homes right now that we're looking at. Yeah, we're gonna try to go over to Golden Gate Park as well. And just to reiterate, we have put a call in to SFPD to talk about enforcement of shelter-in-place rules. For those who are concerned that maybe people are not following them. Again, there's likely a lot of gray area when it comes to the directive to go outside, go for a walk, go for a run. If there's any confusion around that, we're going to try to clear that up as well, because obviously for a lot of people, that's the only thing that you can do these days is to go to the park, to go for a walk. But how do you make sure that you are following social distancing rules as well? Somebody said go to the playgrounds. If you've got an address that like a playground that you frequently go to, show it to us. I'm going to just point to the bus shelter. Those are some of the things that we're seeing. People who have nowhere to shelter in place. Just saw a group of people, 4 of them, standing together. Don't know whether they're an essential worker, whether they are people who are living together, which would mean that they can hang around together. But that's we're not seeing a lot of that. We're not seeing a lot of clusters of people together. It seems that people who are out here are out by themselves, out for a walk, like this gentleman right there. The person that's crossing the street right now.
We're on mission.
We are now on mission. Hi guys, Chris Reyes here with ABC7 News. If you're just tuning in, what we've been doing is live streaming our drive through San Francisco to give you an idea of what's out here. We're also trying to understand if people are following shelter-in-place rules. If you have any comments or questions, just go to our Facebook page and leave a comment, and I am keeping an eye on what you guys are saying on my other phone. And if you have any questions about shelter in place, we also posted a link to our story that has everything that you need to know about shelter in place. I'm just going to turn the camera around right now because you're seeing right now a cluster of people together. This is about as busy as we've seen since we've been driving the last half hour. So this is a very busy corner right here. There's 2 people at a bus stop.
This is 24th Street. There's a lot of shops down here.
Yeah, so we are on 24th Street. Very busy part of the Mission District. If you're just tuning in, we are giving you a drive around San Francisco to see what it is like out here for many of you who are at home and following shelter-in-place rules. It is me in the truck, and I'm going to just show you as well to our photojournalist, Rachel, who is driving the truck and also keeping me honest when it comes to our exact location. All right, so this is interesting. That shop is open and it's selling arts and gifts. It looked open. This is also open. This is a car repair shop. So these are some of the things that I technically fall into essential service. We're gonna have to ask SFPD. We put a call into them. Hey, here is a shot of a really popular deli in the Mission, Wise and Sons. They are getting deliveries, so they're probably setting up for takeout. We did a story yesterday on groceries. They're up and running, open for business, and they're getting deliveries as usual. So that's an example of the fact that that is actually happening out here. Here's Phil's Coffee, guys, which is shut down. I know that they have shut down all of their location. I know that this is a beloved coffee shop in San Francisco, and they are all over the Bay Area. And I think this is their original coffee shop. So it's interesting to see the place completely shut down. I'm gonna guess that's never happened at all ever in the history of their business either. Oh, can we turn here, Rachel? Okay, we are on Folsom, and I'm just going to show you a playground in the Mission. So there's a playground. It's completely shut down. Is this a playground or a school? Yeah, okay. So that is a playground. No kids, gates closed. Just another scene that is part of our new reality. Do we know if anyone's riding in the BART? Go to ABC7news.com, because I know that we've been talking about BART, and we've been doing stories on transit, and I believe that people, I believe that it's empty, but we have no eyes. I have no eyes whether people are on it. A guy walking his dog. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you are walking your dog to stay sane. So a lot of people are out doing that, and that is okay. So that follows shelter in place rules. You can go out and walk your dog. There's another guy right there going for a jog by himself. That's already also okay. Okay, here's what's interesting. This is a playground, and we see one kid playing. Here's another guy playing with his dad, it looks like, in an empty basketball court. So again, they're following social distancing rules, but you saw we just drove by a cluster of people, again, appearing to be part of the homeless population. It's very difficult when you are unhoused to follow many of these guidelines. So we've been seeing a lot of that as we've been driving around San Francisco and here in the Mission. All right, I just saw two people out on one of those public bikes. It's going to be interesting to hear more from the companies that run these public bikes. I know that Lyft has them, in terms of how they're sanitizing them, because people are obviously still using those bikes. it's okay, it's allowed to use those bikes during this shelter in place, but who's cleaning them? So that's definitely I think a question that probably a lot of people are asking. So Chris Ong is asking, can police officers randomly check on you if you are taking an essentials trip? So that's what I've been repeating throughout this live stream. We have put a call into SFPD to get some of those questions answered. We did see a police car on the Embarcadero because I know there were some questions of people gathering there to go for a jog and to go for a run, and that it looked or appeared to be quite crowded. So we are asking whether there are going to be random checks. Hi guys, again, just wanted to say hi. I'm Chris Reyes with ABC7 News. If you're just tuning in, we've been driving around San Francisco to be your eyes and ears out here. I'm here with my photojournalist, Rachel. I'm just gonna turn the camera around. And she's sort of guiding us through the city. I'm giving you a narration of what we're seeing, and she is taking us around.
We're on Valencia Street right now, where all the popular shops and restaurants are in the Mission too.
Awesome. And where are we heading next?
I think I was gonna cut over. Let's cut over to Dolores Park.
All right.
And there's another cop up here too.
Okay.
SFPD. There's a substation at 17th.
Okay. So there's a substation, SFPD substation at 17th. So we're seeing, we just saw a police car drive by. For those of you asking whether police are out here on the street, and we are heading to Dolores Park. Dolores Park. So here's Dolores Park. I'm going to see if we can pull over here. We are not getting out of the car. We are also trying to practice social distancing rules, but we're going to slowly just drive by Dolores Park. And you know what, guys? I'm going to stop talking because I know many of you probably missed this park, and I'm just going to let you watch it. These are the lift bikes that I'm talking about, by the way. I'm wondering myself how they're being cleaned. There's just a look back at a gorgeous view of San Francisco from Dolores Park. heartbreakingly empty, everybody. Dolores Park with the gorgeous view of San Francisco in the distance.
Over through Castro and then over to Haight.
So, Rachel, where are we going?
I was thinking drive to the Castro and show you that, and then we'll go over to the Haight, and then Golden Gate Park.
Thank you for driving.
My pleasure.
Hi guys, Chris Reyes here with ABC7 News. If you're just tuning in, we've been driving around for the last hour trying to show you San Francisco and the streets of San Francisco and who's out here. We're trying to get some clarity on the shelter-in-place rules. We just showed you Dolores Park. So if you didn't catch that live, maybe try to download the stream, because it was heartbreakingly empty. We live in a beautiful, beautiful city. You can see San Francisco in the distance. The one thing that is comforting that I was seeing is the people who are walking their dogs, the people who are out for jogs. You're seeing a lot of those, and many of them are by themselves, which means that they are following shelter-in-place rules. So they are keeping their distance, but at the same time, staying sane by walking outside and taking their dogs out for a walk. So we saw a lot of that, a few people with their dogs in Dolores Park. So that was really comforting to see. I'm gonna turn the camera around again. We are now on
16th and Church.
All right, we're now on 16th and Church, and we're headed over to the Castro.
I have to go around the block though, because I can't make a left turn. It's a really popular Castro bar, The Lookout. There's
very good.
always so many people. Lots of people there.
Yeah. So there's a popular, Rachel telling us that that's a popular bar here in the Castro, The Lookout. Lots of people, usually like every other restaurant in the city. It's shut down. We are also approaching the big rainbow flag, which is a famous marker and tourist spot here in the Castro. And this is one of the most vibrant parts of the Bay Area, famous around the world. And again, the streets, the roads are completely empty. There's another police car right there. There's an open restaurant. We're just gonna pull over and hang out here for a bit. I'm gonna ask for permission first. Can I point it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us where we are.
We are in the Castro, just right across from the Castro Theater is right there. And yeah, this is the heart of the Castro. You can see there's not a lot of people out. It looks like they're mostly keeping a distance.
And that's what we've been seeing over the last hour or so. People are out here. They seem to be walking by themselves, and they seem to be either by themselves or in small groups. But we're gonna, as we keep going, get some clarity about what shelter in place really means. There's a grocery store that's open. This is the story that I've been working on over the last few days about our food supply and the fact that there's plenty of food supply. I know that a lot of people have been panic buying. We just passed a grocery store that seems to be full of food. So grocery stores, because they are an essential service, they're going to remain open. So you can get your supplies on a day-to-day basis, and as far as we know, deliveries are coming in to replenish these grocery stores. All right, we just passed a row of Lyft bikes. Those are bikes that you can rent. We saw a couple of people riding these bikes that are for rent, wondering who's cleaning them. That's a question that I have. Here's a man walking his dog. Another thing to add is that we've been driving around for about an hour now, and you can see definitely there isn't any traffic out here, and so we were able to drive from the ferry building to the Mission District and now to the heart of the Castro in about an hour. And Rachel,
if you're just sightseeing the way that we've been doing or driving around, probably, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time driving these roads, covering stories, and we're never able to drive in this way because the traffic is so bad. But these roads are empty right now.
We're going into
Hi guys, Chris Reyes here with ABC7. If you're just tuning in, we have been driving for the last hour and a half. This is Rachel, our photojournalist, and we've been just trying to show you the streets and the roads of San Francisco because many of you obviously are following shelter-in-place rules. We went to the Mission District. A lot of people who are out, but it does seem like they're following social distancing rules. So you're seeing people who are walking their dogs, but they're by themselves. You're seeing people who are jogging, they're by themselves. The only time that we have seen clusters of people or groups of more than 2 or 3 are really people who seem to have nowhere to go. So people who are either in tents on the Embarcadero, people who are, part of our huge homeless population. And that is an issue, and, that's definitely something that needs to be talked about for people who cannot readily follow these shelter-in-place guidelines. What are they supposed to do? Because we're definitely seeing them out here on the streets of San Francisco. We are heading to Twin Peaks now to show you that. And once in a while, I'll just kind of shut up and let you see the view, because I know that many of you miss these parks and miss some of these places that you can't go to. And honestly, we don't know when we're going to be able to visit them in the near future. So I'm just going to turn the camera around for yet another view.
Restaurants already, or something's already boarded up. Here we go, this is hate.
Okay. All right. Rachel, tell us where we are.
We are now in the Haight and everything is closed except for restaurants. But
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
This is wild. I was just here covering a story at a bookstore, a small business, and again, this is one of the most vibrant streets in all of San Francisco. So historic, and you are seeing so many stores closed. I mean, that's what's jarring for me to see is like the gates just completely locked up. And it's like one store after another, after another, after another, after another. Here's what you're seeing though. See these homes? The lights are on because everybody's at home.
I'm gonna go back through the other way.
Would be nice to see. Another essential service. Delivery trucks are out here getting packages to their customers. This coffee shop seems to be open. Oh, can we stop for a second?
It is my favorite coffee shop too.
Okay.
And we need coffee beans.
Yes. So you know what? We're gonna show you that coffee shop because the setup is interesting. I just saw it at the door, and we're gonna get out here in just a second. We are gonna get coffee. We're gonna show you how that's happening and how small businesses are trying to stay alive, but at the same time trying to, you know, adhere to social distancing rules. So I'm gonna turn the camera around. I keep turning to Rachel because I don't want to get our locations wrong. So where exactly are we?
We're right by Buena Vista Park. It's just right back here, and we're going to Ritual Coffee.
Okay.
It's a pretty good coffee. I'm pretty sure it's local
Yeah.
too, but it's the best coffee.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna get out here in just a second. Whew. Fresh air, guys. I know many of you at home aren't able to get fresh air, so we wanted to be your eyes and ears out here on the streets of San Francisco. Hi guys, we're with ABC7.
What?
We're with ABC7 News.
What?
We're with ABC7 News,
Oh, yeah.
and we're streaming live just to show people. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Just here, how much longer, we don't know. But, yeah.
Can you explain your setup for people who are wanting to get coffee?
Yeah, so basically, we're letting people right into the doorway here in this area, one at a time, place their orders to go only, selling beans to people, and the instant coffee stuff that we have. That's it. Unfortunately, no for here. Just pastries. What we've got, a little limited. It is what it is.
How many customers are you getting who are coming in?
I can tell you how many transactions I've had today.
Okay.
I've only been here since 10, So we've got 69 sales so far.
Is that good or is no?
But you know, it's mostly people in the neighborhood.
Do you have, as a small business, do you have a message for people who are watching?
Not really. I mean, most people should be trying to stay in if you want to come out and get stuff. And all of our coffee is still going to be in grocery stores. The roastery is a much safer environment, and they're keeping going, roasting coffee and getting it out to grocery stores as much as possible. So, you know, if you need coffee for home, grocery stores are still going to keep having it throughout all of this.
All right, I'm going to let this customer go through. We're with ABC7 News. We're streaming live. Are you okay with that? Okay, so we are also practicing social distancing rules, so we'll keep our distance. And this gentleman right here is about to get coffee, and we'll show you just how the transaction works.
Morning.
Hang it in there.
Just the coffee. Can we ask you a couple questions?
No, that's okay.
All right. That's okay.
I would love a pound of sweet tea. That's not decaf, right? Okay. And I would also like to regular coffee.
How are you guys doing? Just turning the camera around so we're not bothering people. We are in the Height, and we are at Ritual Coffee Roasters, and just trying to show you how small businesses are trying to stay open. So take a look at how they're doing transactions right now. And it's Haight, not Height. Sorry, I always get that wrong. Hi guys, Chris Reyes here. If you're just tuning in, we've been driving around the city to give you a view of what we're seeing out here on the roads, on the streets. For the most part, we are seeing that people seem to be complying with social distancing rules. People are often out by themselves or in just groups of two. We are at Haight and Central right now at a pretty popular coffee shop here in the neighborhood, Ritual Coffee, and wanted to show you the setup of how they're keeping business open. They said they've had about 69 transactions so far today, which is not good at all, but it seems that people in the community are trying to keep them open, so take a look.
Okay, I can help you here. Go on.
All right, we're gonna head back into our truck we are also practicing social distancing rules. So for the most part, we are not leaving our truck. We're just showing you out the window. But I wanted to see what it was like to do some business out here. And we, happened to see that coffee shop was open and that they had staff at the door. Can we drop by? So one of our web staff lives nearby and she's working from home, so hang on a second. Here's another SFPD car out here. I think that's the third or fourth one we've seen. We have called them to see if they'll answer questions about enforcement of shelter in place. Okay, so here is a cluster of people. And we've seen this a few times. That's an example of the fact that many in the city simply cannot abide by the shelter-in-place guidelines because many of them have nowhere to go to shelter in place. See over here somebody with some toilet paper. We know there's been a toilet paper shortage out there. So people buying them by the dozen. Still don't know why. This is a bookstore that I recently did a story on. That's a small business bookstore. And small businesses have already had a hard time staying open in San Francisco. And so no doubt that they will be deeply, deeply affected by what's happened in the last week or so, and the shelter-in-place rules that we don't know. We don't know exactly when things will get back to normal. We're seeing a lot of this as well. People on their bikes. People who are walking their dogs. And they're often walking their dogs by themselves. So here's another example of someone with a grocery bag. So if you need to go out and get essentials, that is in compliance with the shelter-in-place regulations. So that's okay, and that person was by himself. We're seeing a lot of people out by themselves today. Should we pull over somewhere with a bit of a view?
I'm going to Golden Gate Park.
Perfect.
Just kind of go around this way. But there's Sutro Tower too, right there.
Okay. There's Sutro Tower, guys. Hi guys, I'm Chris Reyes with ABC7 News. We've been driving around for the last hour, me and our photojournalist, Rachel, and we've been trying to show you the streets of San Francisco, trying to see how people are doing with the shelter-in-place rules. I have to tell you that never in my 15 years as a local news reporter did I think that being your eyes and ears out here in this way, driving around just to show people what the roads and the streets look like, I never thought that would be a story. But, you know, many people are at home complying with these new rules, and so you can't come out here. We're trying to show you what life is like on the outside. So let me turn the camera around. We are heading to Golden Gate Park. There you go, Golden Gate Park, almost completely empty, save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people keeping their distance from each other, walking by themselves.
I'll go down here more.
Okay, so this is when it gets to be a bit tricky, because what we're seeing are people by themselves, maybe in groups of 2, but when you have a lot of people out, they're practicing social distancing rules, but then they're passing each other, and for a brief moment, they are very close to each other. I mean, you know, you're seeing it right now, right here. That jogger is about to pass those 2 people who are walking. So as people are out getting their exercise, going out for a walk, going out for a run, which is allowed under shelter in place, when more and more people are doing that in places like Golden Gate Park, how do we make sure that people are still following social distancing rules?
Where the California Academy of Sciences and the DeYoung Museum.
So this is a favorite for families, right? The California Academy of Sciences, such a gorgeous, world-renowned museum. And you can see, again, almost completely empty. You've got, you know, a parent with 2 kids just taking his kids out for a walk. For the most part, though, I mean, people are either by themselves or walking their dog. So the California Academy of Sciences, like many museums and art galleries and public places and spaces all over the Bay Area, they've had to shut down to comply with these new rules.
Wait, is this the Ferris wheel that they're making?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
So if we are seeing a lot of people out, it's
Ferris wheel?
construction
Ferris?
crews.
This is.
So yeah, this is the Ferris wheel that's being constructed here inside Golden Gate Park in front of California Academy of Sciences. So those construction workers are out working. Construction crews are considered essential service, as are we in the news business. So they are out on the job.
Oops, sorry. That was an accident.
All right, so we are seeing 2 police officers right now. So they're probably patrolling the park to make sure that people are complying with social distancing rules. Such a beautiful park. Should we pull over?
Sure.
Yeah, let's pull over.
I think there's like a waterfall or something up here. Let's
Okay.
do that. Oh, there's Still Lake. You want to go to Still Lake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see that.
The lake's like right up there.
I think we should stay in the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stop somewhere else then.
Yeah.
You got it.
Just pause, and I just want to ask this family. Social distancing rules, so I'm just going to get you to go a little bit further back.
Are we gonna take a picture?
Yeah,
Go away.
we're live right now. We're on ABC7 News. Can you just tell me how you're doing with the kids?
They've been cooped up, but we're just trying to get out. You can trying to get energy and blow some.
How are you following social distancing rules? Are you finding it hard when you get out of the house?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still people. There's still a decent amount of people out and about, despite, I guess, what the mayor and the city officials have suggested, based on what I've seen. People are just going about their day. You can only control what you can control.
Do you think too many people are outside?
I don't know. I think you pay too much attention to social media and the news, it can drive you crazy, to be honest. So you just kind of, if you do your own thing, take care of what you can take care of, wash your hands, and just make sure you're, practicing the precautions. I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Kids, how are you doing being at home? Don't safe. So say as loud as you can how you're doing being away from school. That's great to hear. Have fun, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. That's adorable.
Do you want me to stop up here?
Yeah, let's see.
Or you
Let's
want
oh
to go to
here.
Ocean Beach?
Let's go to Ocean Beach.
Okay.
I hope if you can't leave your with us at Golden Gate Park. I know sometimes we can take these spaces for granted, but there's so many beautiful areas in the bay, and it's so amazing to see that people can go out for walks, they can go out for jogs, and still be able to keep their social distance. a bike ride.
Got new buffalo too.
It's the little things, guys. We're going to show you the buffalo inside Golden Gate Park. Here's out here. Rachel, where are we headed next?
Ocean Beach.
All right. Who wants to see the ocean? Say yes on Facebook. Questions about up on ABC7 News.com. Everything you need to know about shelter in place. I'm just going to look at that post right now and answer some of your questions. One second here. We are driving through Golden Gate Park right now, and we were just in the Mission District. We were at the Castro. For the most part, it looks like people are keeping their distance. You know, most people that we have seen, they're either by themselves going for a jog or taking their dog out for a walk, or it feels like they're carrying a bag, so they just went to the grocery store. So all of those things are okay. I'm going to turn the camera around because if you're like me, I love the ocean, and so in times like these, this is a really calming thing to watch, and many of you can't go to the beach, so here it is. Let's park somewhere, I guess, so we can just look at the ocean for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah?
I feel like we should go down there more.
Okay. We're going to try to find a parking spot. We've also been, by the way, following social distancing rules, so we're trying not to get out of the car, out of the truck, and we're trying not to talk to people without maintaining that distance. Park for a bit. Hi guys, Chris Reyes here with ABC7 News. If you are just tuning into our live stream, we have been driving around San Francisco for the last hour and a half. I'm with Rachel, our photojournalist, and we've been trying to show you the roads and the streets of San Francisco because we know that many of you can't be out here yourself. So we've been trying to keep an eye on places that are very popular to see if people are maintaining their distance, especially when they're out for their runs or they're walking their dogs. But at the same time, we're just trying to show you life on the outside. You know, it's funny that we take some of these things for granted, but you might be wondering what it's like in your favorite neighborhood in San Francisco. We were in the Mission, we were in the Haight, we were in the Castro, just to show you what life is like on the outside. And we are now on Ocean Beach. And if you're like me, I love the ocean, I love the water. And if you are stuck at home, this might just be a calming thing to watch for the next few minutes without me talking on and on. So I'm just gonna flip the camera, and I hope you enjoy. Hi guys, Chris Reyes here with ABC7. We've really tried in the last hour or so to be your eyes and ears out here on the streets and roads of San Francisco because we know that many of you can't leave your house. We tried to go to as many neighborhoods as we could. We are on Ocean Beach right now, but we are going to sign off. And we're going to try to keep doing these live streams so that you can see what it's like out here. If you have any questions about what it means to shelter in place, we do have a great post on ABC7news.com that will have all of those answers, including, you know, who's considered essential service, when you can leave your home. We have seen a lot of people really keeping their distance from others while at the same time going out for walks and walking their dogs and jogging. We've seen many parents out with their kids, and you know, even for me, that's a comforting thing to watch and to see as people try to kind of keep up with their normal lives, stay sane through this unbelievable experience. So we hope that you are out there keeping safe. We hope that you are keeping sane, and we hope that this little drive-through helped you with any feelings that you might be having being cooped up in your home. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to sign off for now. Rachel has been keeping me honest when it comes to where exactly we are and doing all of the driving. So thanks, guys.